Y Combinator, for people who don't know, is here in Silicon Valley, where I am. Actually, they're in San Francisco, a little further away from me. Y Combinator is an early stage investment firm, and they are well known for literally starting companies like Airbnb, Edit, Dropbox, Stripe, and many others. What Y Combinator does is they accept entrepreneurs into the program, the highly selective. They work with them for about 3 months, and then they present them or they let them present to real investors. So that's kind of the business model. They invest a little in the company and they mentor them, and then they send them off into the world. So the partners at Y Combinator are really influential. They're already people who have excelled in the startup world. One partner in particular I interviewed for Viral Voices. Her name is Surbhi Sarna. At the age of 24, she started a healthcare company, a diagnostics company that was involved in early detection of ovarian cancer. She later sold that company to Boston Scientific, a much bigger device company, for $275 million. That's the story. I just gave you a story, and that's a true story. But that's not the most interesting part of the story. The interesting part is the background, the origin story. I was far more fascinated by the fact that Surbhi was 13 years old. She was in high school. She went through a really scary healthcare crisis where she believed, the doctors led her to believe that she might have ovarian cancer. It didn't turn out to be that way, but she said it really scarred her. The experience did. And she also began to realize, even at an early age, of the gap in therapeutics and in healthcare for women and women's issues. So she had that in the back of her head. And in college, she decided to focus on medicine and healthcare. When she left college, she started this company to fill that gap that she realized and identified when she was 13 years old. That's a more interesting story, but she's also someone who's learning. She was learning how to pitch and present. She got involved she met a very influential Silicon Valley investor. And when they were going through her pitch, because I think he was an early investor, he believed in her company, but he wanted to bring her out to bigger investors, she was reluctant to tell that background story. She was just focused on the technical aspects of her diagnostic treatment that she had discovered. The inventor. That's the inventor in her. Let me tell you about this invention. Instead, this investor must have intuitively understood the power of story and convinced her, no, you have to tell that story, because that is the story that's going to connect you with investors, not just the facts alone. They want to trust the people they invest in. And stories, especially stories of struggle, stories of innovation, stories of people who may have faced a hurdle or a challenge and figured out a way out of it, solved problems, those build trust. So it was only because this investor suggested tell a story that she began to feel more comfortable telling that story. Which reminds me, Andrea, I just don't think that many business people and entrepreneurs see themselves as storytellers. That's more of a creative art. That's for novelists and screenwriters. That's not me giving a presentation. What I'm saying is, it is you. See yourself as a storyteller first. Anything else you'd like to use, like a PowerPoint or a recording of video, those complement the story. But it's the story that should come first, and you're the storyteller. And no one can take that away from you. No AI model can replicate your unique lived experience. And no other human has your unique lived experience. It's yours and yours alone.